This is Sly.
What's up, everybody? Activ8.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Activ8 Radio. And we're here to activate your mind while we entertain and we educate. And we are brought to you by Reebok.
Be more human.
And on today's show, we're going to talk about the gym character. And multiple characters that everybody sees at their commercial gym.
Yes.
Not at Old School, by the way. We're also going to go over 3 ways that you can increase your sales right motherfucking now. A lot of these are great things that John Fosco has put into motion over the years to make millions.
I try. Okay?
So
Somebody's got to pay to frame these fucking pictures.
absolutely. So I'm Cory Gregory, and this is my co-host John Fosco, and he is on location in Chicago.
And it's very bright in Chicago. So
And
I put on sunglasses.
Johnny's rocking the sunglasses. You know, it is 9 a.m. John's already been up since 4 a.m., but his eyes were a little tired, so he decided.
Yeah, no, I woke up at 3 a.m. today. I ran 18 miles, and then I did a bunch of jumping jacks. So I'm good.
Exactly. So I
Good.
think, I know we try to usually stay on a little bit of structure, but John called me on the way home from the gym yesterday when we were talking about the new branding that we're putting together for the supplement line, which we're excited about. And he mentioned to me that he had ran into some gym characters. So John, why don't you go ahead and tell us a story?
Well, so I'm going to preface this story with another thing me and Cory talked about, and that is, imagine the sitcom The Office, right? That whole style of filming. And then plug in the word, gym in place of the word office. If there was a TV show about the gym, the same way there's a TV show about The Office, I'm convinced that it would be the biggest hit ever, because all of us who have gone to gyms over the years, we know the guy who has what I call ILS, right? You guys know what ILS is? ILS is imaginary lat syndrome. So when he walks...
So bad.
It's
So
so
terrible.
true, bro. Hey. Okay,
Okay.
so the guy who has ILS, the guy who thinks he's in the UFC because he lifts weights, the pervert who tries to time his workout with the best looking females in the gym, the trainer that is out of control, the weird guy who wears the same outfit every day, and
Yeah.
we all know these people. The guy who you want to say, bro, your shorts are like just a little too short, dude. Like, what are you thinking? So these are all characters. Yesterday I was particularly upset with the gym tough guy who, incline presses like 70 pounds and then like puts it down and is like, ugh! Like he's Conan. And it's like, dude, I can curl that. Dude, just get out of here. So, I think we need to pay homage to
Yes.
those characters that, Cory, I know you can relate to.
Oh yeah, I had the guy that wore the same outfit, that his shorts were too short and his balls were hanging out half the time. And so I really was like,
That's
dude,
unacceptable.
I was like, you're like 3 categories here. Like,
Right.
this is like early in my career. I'm like, you've had the same shorts on for 25 workouts in a row. You're always a sweaty fucking train wreck, and your ball sack's hanging out. Like, dude, can you get this together for a second?
We didn't talk about the guy who has like big biceps, but they're really fat biceps, and he like triple rolls his sleeves, and he walks around like he's Dorian Yates. That guy too. Yeah.
It's just it's amazing that obviously there's
so good.
So many different personalities that you run into in a setting like that. I was telling John that that's probably the best thing about Old School Gym is we really don't have any of that going on, and so it's nice where you can literally just train and not have to worry about any of this. So you guys that don't have that type of environment, I feel bad for you guys. And I will tell you that when I go to a commercial gym, like a big box gym, I actually almost have like an anxiety about it because it's so out of my norm. I'm like a fish. Like that's most people's norm.
Right.
To me, it's like so out of the normal. Like there's like too many machines, too many people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Right.
And it's like, it's really, and really bad music. It's really strange.
Oh, horrible music. We didn't talk about the guy who bobs his head to the really bad music and he hopes that like girls are looking so then he could like invite them out. There's that guy too. Now I know a lot of these guys are customers and a lot of these guys are good people, but I think all we're trying to do, Cory, to be honest with you, is just pay homage to these amazing characters that are everywhere. They're in every state. They're in every gym. And they add a lot to our experience in the gym.
And John, I enjoy hearing it from you, seeing how, like I said, I rarely have to deal with it. So it just
I deal with it every day.
Makes me appreciate old school gym to another degree.
Jesus.
So, all right. So let's talk quick sports. We got, obviously there was a massive basketball game that had some just unbelievable. And I'll tell you that I do not want to see Golden State, and I'll tell you why. They're coming up on Game 7 with OKC. Like, I know they're not going to be cold for very much longer, and I think that the cobwebs are off, John, as we saw last night.
I think what's going to happen is OKC, very great players, two great players. I think they're going to go into Oakland at the Oracle Arena or Oakland, San Fran, right on the borderline, wherever, and they are going to get the business. I think Steph is the cobwebs are off. Clay is dropping bombs like you wouldn't believe, and Draymond's doing his thing. So OKC, I believe your run was impressive. I think a lot of people didn't expect it. Especially against a Warriors team. But it's time for that Steph versus LeBron, kind of epic finals that I think we're all looking forward to.
I think that as a Cavs fan, I look forward to that, but I'm scared for it at the same regard. So
you should be.
I think OKC missed their window. There's like a business window, there's sports windows, there's that, like they had the window and they missed it, and now Golden State might just take off and take it over. It's a wrap.
On Saturday night, they should have won that game. They literally got shell-shocked by Clay just like dropping bombs out of nowhere and Steph just stepping his game up. They were dominating that game. The atmosphere of that game was amazing in Oklahoma City. I don't know if the fans sat down for more than a minute in that building, and they should have won that game. Now, KD did not have the best offensive output, and I think a lot of people are looking at him to make up for it in Game 7.
Oh, no question. I think it's interesting that, like, we've got what's so cool is the sports top guys in and around the finals, which don't always have. It's good to have all the ones the kids are looking up to. KD, LeBron, Steph, like they're all in it, right? Because sometimes you get a really good guy on a bad team, but like right now we're living in a time where everybody's like around a championship, and that's kind of cool to see in basketball, I think.
Well, I agree 100%, and I think it takes us back to at least our generation's golden age. You know what I'm saying? I think it's great
Bird,
to
Magic.
see.
I think you had Bird, Magic, and Jordan all messing around with championships around the same time, right? So,
and you got to say that KD, Westbrook, Steph Curry, and LeBron are going to go down, and honestly, those guys are that good. They're that good.
Yeah. So, Johnny, I know you're definitely our resident UFC expert, if not expert across all. What's been going on in the sport of MMA, mixed martial arts in general?
I'm on a new level with that. I'm on a new level. What's been going on is your boy from Ohio, Cody Garbrandt. I think we got a chance to see lighter guys headline a UFC fight, and I think what it says to the fans is just like in boxing, the heavier weight classes, the prestigious weight classes, aren't always where the action's at.
Yeah.
Cody Garbrandt, Thomas Almeida, they're stone cold killers, man, and that's how they fight. They fight to kill, and that always produces amazing fights. Coming out of the Ohio Valley, I believe, Mr. Garbrandt was a state champion wrestler, I know, and then he just quit because he wanted to throw hands. And I think as an amateur boxer, as like a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid, he was like 33-0. So little Ohio love.
I'm gonna give him love not because he's from Ohio, but because he used to be. His girlfriend used to be Paige Van Sant. I'm just saying.
Listen,
I'm just saying, Fosco.
Hey, if Cody was here, he'd get a fist bump. He'd get a Fosco fist bump.
He would get a Fosco fist bump for sure. I know also, which our buddy Zach's at right now. I guess the Indy 500's going on. I don't know much about racing, but I know that's like a big deal. So
I know a lot of people get drunk. I know that.
It seems to me kind of like the Kentucky Derby. It's like one of those events you probably should make it to once in your life.
Kentucky Derby for a lower income bracket.
Yeah, it seems like something that you got to go to once, probably. Right. Which would be interesting. I will tell you that this is totally unrelated, but I was at the baseball game last night, so I want to share a couple things where we talked about that little bit of a window, and my son's team was playing the best team probably in the county, or maybe like within a few counties. The kid that was pitching is like 6'1" at like 12 years old. I mean, he's just his dad's like 6'8", and dude, right. We've played this team. We've seen them over the last 4 years. They've beat us 20-0, 25. Like they just smoke us, right? Well, we had one of those epic nights where it's inning 4 and we're up 1-0. Like these guys were shocked, right? Like our pitcher was on.
Your team was on a new level.
Yeah, we were making plays, and we made 2 plays that lost us the game. The first one was the pitch for the real tall kid. He had 6 home runs in this weekend's tournament. Like he's unreal. The fences are only like 180, and the kid's like an adult. So our pitcher, who pitched 5 innings, had great command. He left the ball over the plate for 1 second. Kid, kid hit it out opposite field. And then we had a kid 2-2 the next inning. Actually, my son had a really good play where they hit one to the fence, and the kid was trying to stretch out a double, and he iced the kid from the fence from right field at second base and got that kid off. They got a couple more guys on, and 2-2 for the third out, and we hit the kid. The next kid comes up, hits 2 runs in, we lose the game. But what was interesting is momentum is such a unique thing, and you see the confidence in these kids. And with anybody, as you start to get rolling, just like Golden State's what's happening to Golden State, you start to get moving. One kid does this, one kid makes a play, and it's the same. And the same with business. You hit one account, you go to the next account, and it's like momentum is real, man. And I watched it, and not only momentum is real, the confidence that I saw as these kids knew they could be in the room, right, John? They knew they could be in the room, and so there was like. I'm like observing all these things. I'm not just as a dad watching baseball, which I love, but it was like I'm observing just their body language, their actions. And so it just was so cool to pick up on some of that stuff. And it was a lot of fun to watch, but it transfers over.
Yeah. Momentum, I agree with you 100%, is absolutely real. I believe what it showcases a very simple thing. The power of the mind. Our mind is way more powerful than even we know. Yes. So when you see your team, I mean, I think the best sport that puts momentum on display is the NBA. I mean, you see teams rattle off 12-0, 14-0 runs all the time. It's just a battle of momentum, and you're exactly right. What momentum is it's like, oh shit, we can do this. Yes. And then collectively, the collective brain comes together and is like, oh shit, we're gonna F you up. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree.
Oh, it was so cool because like once they knew, well, hey, okay, these guys have pounded us 20-0 every time we've seen them. We've got them on the ropes. Then one kid makes a play, then another kid. It's same like the NBA. A dunk or a three is what starts those 14-0 runs. So it's just one of those things, like, you can apply this in business too. Same thing, like if John and I are in a meeting and I smash a point, then he's going to feed off and smash the next point when we're
it's like Cory dropped him with a body shot, and I'm going to stomp on his head.
Exactly.
I mean,
so
it's like, yeah.
I think it's like one of those things where the big mo, as some business people have called it, is a real thing. So I just wanted to kind of talk about it. I thought it was cool. So, all right. Next segment, we're going to the hot seat, Johnny. And so in this segment, we ask each other 3 questions, totally random, that we make up off the top of our head so we can learn more about each other and so the listener can learn more about our past, present, and what we want to do in the future. So last episode, I believe, John, you asked questions first. So it's my turn to ask you first. Are you ready, John?
I was born ready. Everybody knows that by now.
So, John, you wear this epic, I'll call it epic because since I've known you, you've wore it, backwards black hat.
Yes.
Okay, that's like your signature, right?
It's my branding.
So, yes, if we had a logo of John Fosco, you would have a backwards black hat on.
Yes.
What brand hat is that? And has it always been the same brand, or do you rotate black hats?
Okay, so I go for a certain type of fit. I am not a fan of the straight flat bill, okay?
Sure.
I'm not a fan of the snapback. I like a flex fit. I can go with like an athletic mesh flex fit, but I prefer a flex fit. My particular one, and this is what's epic about me, is I have about 7 of the same one, right?
Nice.
Because you got to keep it. This particular one is Oakley, and it's actually more of a very dark gray, and it's like a woolish feel, but it's severely comfortable. But when the human eye interprets it as black, yes.
Nice. Number 2, everybody knows my workout idol, but John, did you have a workout idol, whether it was a local guy, an uncle, or like a bodybuilder of some sort? Like who is the guy you saw and go, I want to have muscles? Was there somebody?
Okay, so there was this guy. His name was Noah, okay? And I was about 17 years old, and I started to get really strong when I was like 17, 18 years old. So I was starting to get respect from the dudes in the gym, starting to mess around with free plates on bench and all that stuff. And Noah was the dude who kind of ran the gym. But he didn't talk to nobody. But he did talk to himself. So literally, you would look over and you would hear somebody swearing, "Get this fucking shit, get you motherfucker." And you'd look over and it would be Noah talking to himself, like getting himself ready for the next set. No workout partner, no nothing. Now, mind you, his outfits were absolutely amazing.
Okay.
But one day Noah walked up to me and he literally said, "You should compete." And I said, No, man, I'm not into that fitness show stuff. And then he said to me, "Well, if you ever need a spot, let me know." And to my knowledge, Noah had never offered any help, nor did he talk to anyone in that gym. And so Noah was my, and still is, my kind of workout fitness idol. He's a pure legend, gym character.
So we got the Oakley backwards hat.
Yeah.
We got Noah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And one more. So, okay, I got it. So obviously we know that Travis and Clay are like your super homies.
Sure.
But like, who is or was your favorite fighter, no matter what UFC number or okay, this is 2-part. No, this is good, John. This is good. Hold on. This is 2-part. what would be your favorite fighter of any UFCs, and which one, if you had ultimate Tekken power, would you want to actually fight? Like, which one would you, knowing that you could win, you could win.
Use to fight?
Yeah, or no, like you would actually like get in the octagon and fight. Like, who's your favorite fighter? And then maybe that's not the guy you want to fight, but then who would be the guy you would?
If I can use his powers.
Yeah, if you just would win, you know you would win, and you could step in the octagon cage. Okay.
Without a doubt, and he's still my favorite fighter. He always will be my favorite fighter. He is a part of what brought me into this business and this space, and today he still amazes me with what he was able to do at the time, and that's Fedor Emelianenko.
Oh, wow.
Fedor, for those of you who don't watch the UFC, he fought in Pride. And at the time, he was fighting in Pride. Pride was the organization. It was much stronger than the UFC. Pride had the best fighters in the world. And Fedor Emelianenko is about 5'11" and a half. He has a dad body, literally.
Yeah, he does. No, he definitely does.
225. He probably could make welterweight, right? But he didn't care. He just took his shirt off. And he never smiled. He never had a negative look on his face. He would literally, they'd show him in the locker room before a fight. He would be taking a nap like this. If you're watching on YouTube, please watch on YouTube. He'd be taking a nap like this. And then when he would walk out, he would kind of just wake up as he's walking out to fight in front of 64,000 people in Saitama, Japan, at Saitama Super Arena. He'd walk out just waking up from his nap. And then the bell would ring and he'd walk out like, okay, I'm waking up now. And he would tie together striking and grappling when there wasn't really a system to tie together those two arts better than anybody. And he was so explosive, yet he was so unorthodox, and everything he did was not technical at all. It was the opposite of technical standing, but it was effective. And that's what really taught me that mixed martial arts is such a different sport than boxing, because the angles that punches and kicks come at are what breeds knockout. Because in boxing, everything comes straight. It's like fighting in a phone booth. And Fedor kind of taught me the ropes when it comes to MMA and how to fight, pretty much.
I didn't realize you were as big a fan as him as you are.
Oh, he's like, dude, he's like the man. Like,
well, he's all business too. That's why you like him, huh?
Oh, dude, he walks in and he walks out.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Like, that's all he's got to say.
Okay, so now you've got the power. You've got all the whatever. Who would you actually want to go in? Is there somebody like you'd love to like knock out?
Brendan Schaub. Brendan Schaub. Yeah, Brendan Schaub.
No question, huh?
Yeah, I just think he doesn't. Either him or Mitrione, but I just think he doesn't shut up.
Well, he's in media now, so he definitely doesn't shut up.
Yeah, but I don't like ignorant people. And when I'm biased, when our friend Travis was accused of something that he was later cleared of, Brendan took it as a chance to, basically indict the man and not think about the fact that he has children. And it's like, bro, you already got your ass whooped by Travis. It took Travis one punch to punk your ass, dude. Put you on your back and just slap the back of your head until the ref pulled you off. So just watch what you say, bro.
Those are good answers, Johnny. All right, your turn, brother.
Yeah, dude. Okay. We're gonna start with number one. Number one. Mike Vick can be seen, if you're a YouTube subscriber. If you're not a YouTube subscriber, you've hurt my feelings. I've told you that many times. Mike Vick can be seen behind you. This is a tough question. How do you feel about his connection to dogfighting?
So I was part of the Mike Vick kind of rebuild, we'll call it, right? Obviously, whatever Mike did, what he's involved in with, no one agreed with. I'm not. I mean, I do have 2 dogs. I'm not a crazy pet person, but obviously, everyone knows it was terrible. What I will tell you is that no matter what happens, to some degree, life is about second chances, and I believed that I could be part of that second chance, and it was a chance. There's no doubt. But I had multiple conversations with Mike personally, was around him multiple times, and I will tell you that he has done, since he's got out, I believe, almost everything right.
Okay.
And so it's similar to, you got to remember that also I'm, really, really good friends with Maurice Claret, and I saw another guy that came out of incarceration that has built his life and didn't go back into the playing field, but rebuild his life at what I believe is like a multi-million-dollar level for the businesses that he's grown and building. And so I had already had a great experience from that standpoint. And I thought, you know what? This is a chance to give another guy a shot, and obviously he can help us grow the business at the same time. And the connection to dogfighting is what it is, and it's awful. And I will tell you, the day I signed Mike Vick, I had about 5,000 emails in my email box the next day, which was interesting. But other than that, I had a good experience with Mike, and I have no problems with Mike. We're still friends. So,
Okay. On that note, what happened with Muscle Farm and Colin Kaepernick?
What happened, as in, why was he not an athlete anymore, or
just what happened? Because from the outside looking in, you saw a guy who was essentially in a print ad, a visual, and there didn't seem to be much interaction. And I know at the time, a lot of people were very excited. What happened?
What's interesting about Colin, that's the only athlete that I never worked with directly.
Oh, gotcha.
And so, not to say that like the relationship wasn't bad, it's just that he was once he went from, when we originally signed Colin, he was a backup, I believe. We had him on a product deal. And
I'm
then
plugging in my power. Continue.
Yeah, no worries. And then it went to, he was at the Jaguar, McDonald's type of level of athlete. And to be honest with you, what happens is when your athlete gets to that level, a lot of times the agent knows shield the athlete from making a proper relationship with the company. And in my regards, I always had personal relationships with almost every one of the major hitters that we worked with. And I really believe that made a monster difference in the fact of how they operated with us at Muscle Farm. And so I will tell you that I was supposed to meet with Colin. Instead, I played in a charity basketball game with Maurice and Jim Tressel and a bunch of guys in Youngstown, and so I missed him by a few hours at the corporate office.
Did you say you played in a charity basketball game? Dude, your jump shot is broke.
It is broken. It was broken that day for sure.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where I really believe that although he was with the brand for a couple years, I don't know if we got everything out of him that we probably could have. I didn't have a personal relationship with him. I probably should have. And, that's my – and also his play obviously has been rough over the last couple of years. So everybody kind of distanced themselves between what was going on with Muscle Farm and what was going on with him. It just was an easy split, so no big deal.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a tough question. Are you ready for a tough question?
Sure, why not?
Okay. You have children, so this one is probably something that you think about more than someone like I do. Mm-hmm. When it comes to guns and the ease of getting them, do you believe we should have easier access? Because the argument on the side of that is that, if somebody comes around with problems, you're packing so you can take them out. Or do you think we should do what the rest of the world does and basically make things like assault rifles and most guns illegal?
So my stance on guns is a little interesting because I actually like guns. I do shoot them from time to time. All my neighbors where I live on 5 acres. A lot of these guys have shooting ranges in their backyards. I'll go in and shoot those type of guns from time to time. I don't personally own one. And although I've been trap shooting and been around them, my whole life, I think what we have going on in the country probably could change a little bit, but kind of like politics, I don't have a major stance on it. I do believe we do have the right to bear arms. This is going to sound kind of crazy, but like, and you've been to my house before, and I have like my backyard kind of is like kind of long and narrow, and I when I walk out onto my deck, I get the picture of the movie Patriot, where they're walking out of their farm. Okay, where they're walking out of their farmhouse, which is kind of the same kind of setup as my house is, and how all of a sudden the battlefield's just going on, and it's like right there. Right? And so that's literally what I think about, and I know it's hilarious because that probably isn't going to happen, but it's the fact that I would want to go run back in and grab my shotgun and protect my land. So I'm not the person that does that or has that going on, but I will tell you that there was something that my alarm got tripped the other day, and it was a totally on accident, but it made me think like, Cory, you probably do need a gun. And so, I went out, and I've been looking into which one I'm going to have. So I think that it's one of those things where I'm not afraid of them. The kids thing, that you have to be like anything, you got to be, what's the word I'm looking for? You have to have some type of discipline if you have guns and kids in the house, and they've got to also, I think, be grown up around them to make sure that they're comfortable. But that's a whole deep topic of a lot of lobbyists.
Yeah. This topic is best off with an answer like the one you gave. Going any deeper into it could cause some problems.
Oh, yeah, but it's the truth, though. I really don't take a lot of value in that topic because that's not a big part of my life. But
the one thing I will say is if an army was embarking on your backyard, no man, including you with a shotgun, is going to do a damn thing about it.
Hey, so if I got if I walked out on my porch and Patriot was going on,
you get smoked.
Dude, isn't that funny? That's what I think, though.
Yeah, it's like, let me go get my shotgun. There's an army of 10,000 out there.
That's what Mel Gibson did.
Yeah. It's not like it was a movie.
So, out of all those questions, that might have been the best part, John.
Yeah. Mel Gibson actually grabbed his pickaxe and ran like an MFer, dude.
He did. They went and hid in the field.
And
right?
then, dude, he gave that dude a beating. Oh, that was great.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so that was pretty cool, Johnny. We got 3 good questions each. I'm glad I know what style hat you wear now, and Oakley would have never been my guest, by the way. So that's interesting.
I'm
a
man of mystery.
You are. So now it's time for Johnny's Inbox. You've got mail. You've got mail.
You've got mail, mother. All right. Okay. So we are going to go with this. Individual unnamed. John, I could really use some advice. I have a twin brother who lives about 30 minutes from me. For the last few months, he's been really cold-hearted generally about the way I live my life. I wake up between 3:30 and 4 a.m., in parentheses, wake your ass up, good job, during the week, and go to bed between 8 and 9 p.m. I don't go out much on weekends anymore because of my schedule and what's important to me these days. He says things like how I don't make time for my friends. He makes jokes about how much I work out at the gym and my transformation contests I like to run and participate in. He comes in town last night and texts me at 8:15 p.m. I was in bed. He says, "Don't understand how you don't have time for family. It is really pulling at my heart, and I don't know what to do." He has nothing nice to say to me anymore. Any advice on the situation or what to say to him would really help. Yeah, this one is easy, my brother. We talk about boundaries in different contexts, but in life, we are all entitled to personal liberty and our choices. And if we maintain respect and civility with another human being, that other human being does not have the right to question our motives, our intentions, and what we're doing. Now, if we're disrespecting that human being, if we're being morally wrong, or if we're not contributing, let's say, to the greater good, right? You're trying to benefit your family, you're trying to benefit yourself, then we question it. But this guy sounds sour that he doesn't have somebody to hang out with. And I'm not saying he's miserable, but I like to use this phrase: misery loves company. And it sounds like you got a lot going on. It sounds like you're a motivated guy. I'm proud of what you do. But people like this gentleman who's writing this to you, I don't want to attack him, but I will say people like that can be toxic, because they will bring you down if you do not put up your boundaries. And I would recommend simply letting him know, this is my life, this is how I live it, I care about you, but nothing is going to change how I live my life. I'd like to make time for you when I can, but right now this is my schedule. I don't know, Cory, what's your take?
Yeah, so I have a pretty strong feeling about this, and I think it might be the opposite of what most people think, because I'm a lot like the guy that is the one getting some slack, right? So I think that here's the deal. If this guy, when you allow him time in your life, makes it worse, like it's basically this is a continuing on of him just badgering you, then yeah, it doesn't become a priority. He's family. Maybe he really does miss the interaction with you. Maybe you're so disciplined that he can't even grasp it. And it sounds like this guy really is. And so I've got this over time, right? And so what I would say is like, you know what, man? Why don't you say on Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever it is, maybe you stay up till 10 p.m. And so you get a couple hours less sleep and you give the guy some time and honestly see how he does with it. And if that could turn his self around to where then he doesn't feel this certain kind of way, because right now he's like a bad girlfriend you're not giving time to. That's the way I look at it, right?
Yeah.
And so you give him a little time, and as long as it's not making your life worse by the time you've given him, I think it could actually make the situation better. And then part of that time can be not you saying, oh, I'm so disciplined, you're not, but saying, man, this stuff's just really important to me. I feel so much better. Like I feel more motivated. And like, I know you're not going to understand it, man. And look, it's kind of my bad. I'm not making no time for you. But like, dude, on Tuesdays, we should go out. And if you want to drink beer or whatever, that's cool. But I just come out and we can just talk about our family. Like, I think you should make time for the guy. He sounds like that's what he's crying and asking for, not the support. But if he doesn't do the right thing with it, then I think you need to disassociate that time allocated and basically sleep a little less. That's what I think. And I do want to mention that I got Patrick's Turtle Mountain.
Shout out to Patrick and the Turtle Mountain Chippewa in the house.
Yeah. Just want to holler at Rachel. Just brought me some coffee and it was in Patrick's cup, so I want to shout him out. That's my homie. But I think that a lot of people probably would think for me to say like, well, dude, if he's hating on you and you're disciplined, screw that guy. But I don't think I think as I get more balance in my life, if you'd asked me that 10 years ago, I might have said that. But now I'm like, you know what? Throw the guy a line.
Well, you're saying basically give him a test, right? Give him a test. And if he passes the test, great. I agree with that. Okay, next one. Hey, John, I'm reaching out for a little help on a business idea I have. I recently won a competition put on by a big fitness website, and I will be going to work out with and hang with a professional bodybuilder who has his own supplement line. Now, my business idea, I would need to work with a supplement company. My idea revolves around a certain demographic that I feel are not being sold to. Now, my question to you is, I want to approach them about the idea for advice. Really, more than anything, my fear is that they may take the idea for their own. Okay. Here, how could I protect myself in this situation? He's a huge role model of me, and I don't want to miss the chance to pick his brain on his knowledge of the fitness industry. Thanks for the free knowledge, and you and Cory drop every week. Okay, so I actually did an Activ8 Daily about this. And I really appreciate you being part of the family. But you know me and Cory are always going to come straight.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you something, buddy, and you're not going to want to hear it. But I'm going to tell you something. Your idea that you're worried about sharing isn't worth shit. Okay? Your idea is not worth shit. And I'll tell you why it's not worth shit. It's not worth shit because it's a bad idea. Okay? It's not worth shit because there's no structure around it to make it a revenue producing machine or even a concept. It's simply a figment of your imagination that is swirling in your head that may or may not be true. So I used to think my ideas had this value and I'd have to protect them. Let me tell you something. Yes, do people steal other people's ideas? Of course they do. But you have to always know the score. And what I mean by knowing the score is if you're looking for your break, right? You're looking for your break in the supplement world, in the bodybuilding, whatever it is. If that's what you're looking for, you have to pay it forward. You have to flex this idea that you believe in, and you have to basically impress them, because if it's as good as you believe it is, you will impress them. If they want to steal it, they're impressed. And that will make some sort of position or something for you. But if you believe you want to protect it and hold it back when you have your one shot, you're going to take that shot and you're going to put a bullet in your foot.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that right now you have probably no capital behind it, no structure behind it. And if you offer up that idea, that one, maybe you don't think anybody's thought of it, but this guy might already had it. You never know. But I believe that you get a chance to etch out your position potentially with what is your idol. So why not throw it at him and see what happens? Throw the pasta at the wall and see if it sticks.
Exactly.
Forget about it.
Exactly.
So I think that a lot of people, I mean, I remember multiple business people I've worked with that don't even believe in NDAs. Like they don't even sign them because they're like
NDAs. I kind of happen to agree with that. I think they're bullshit. Because what's someone going to do? Take you to court and press charges and get no money out of you if you talk? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those things like as we've taken multiple business concepts from literally ideas and one we're doing now, like the amount of work, time, and money and creativity that it takes, you got to be a boss. So just the idea is only the initial part, and it morphs over time so many different ways. Like, I don't know that it's got to be like really, 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 really good, like the light bulb good.
I would recommend going to Activ8's YouTube channel and checking out the daily. That's called Idea versus Execution. And I think that'll shed a lot of light on what to do in this position. And before we close out the inbox, we got to hit the 2 pillars of addiction awareness, guys. Always number one is we got to get tougher. We do not allow our friends, we do not allow our family, we do not allow ourselves to take prescription painkillers when we go to the dentist for any reason. There is no pain bad enough from the dentist to take synthesized heroin. That's number one, okay? Number 2 is we cross boundaries. In life, we talked about respecting. 20 minutes ago, we talked about respecting people's boundaries, right? The individual and his friend. We don't respect boundaries. Stop respecting boundaries when it comes to prescription painkillers. If you see that bottle in your mom's medicine cabinet, if you see it in your friend's pocket, if your friend's talking about it, if your cousin, whoever, take that bottle. Talk to them about it. Consult with their physician. Nobody can defeat a substance that sucks you in at a 96% rate, which is heroin, and just say, oh, I'll be fine with it. Nobody has that strength because it's not a matter of strength. It's a matter of body chemistry. So we cross boundaries and we get tougher. # time to get tough. That's it. Now we move on to a double bicep with a toe spike, and it is fitness time.
I love that you called the toe spike because
Dude, I love the toe spike. Dude, I love it.
So my tip today is not actually about fitness and nutrition, but it's actually about effort. And
max effort?
Effort goes yeah, it could be max effort, but okay. Effort is a choice. And so whether it's in the gym, whether it's a sporting event, whatever it is, and I believe this coincides with life, but really in the gym, like you can't just go through the motions. That doesn't do anything, right? And that's why your workout will be lackluster. That's why your pump will suck. And
that's why your body's going to suck.
That's why your body will ultimately suck, yes, which is classic Fosco. And so I ran into, look, as kids, and it always comes back to kind of some dad stuff when I run into it. John called me and I was handling something the other day, and basically Alex, who's an awesome kid, but every kid is lackadaisical from time to time, and that's part of you as a father to try to teach him like to work harder, right? So he was lollygagging on a ground ball. He had lollygagged something else. Basically, it was kind of a running trend for about a game or two where the effort just was not up to dad's par. And I know mine's probably kind of high, but I told him how to talk with him. I need better effort. I don't care. Here's the key. Effort is a choice. The outcome is whatever.
Right.
The outcome is usually in your favor 80% of the time if the effort is there. It's just the work, the harder I work, the luckier I get, right? That's part of the whole deal. So once again, lackluster effort, not paying attention, not because he doesn't love the game, not because he doesn't want it, just a little bit mentally weak for a little bit. So anyway, he comes out after the game. I said, well, you know what the deal is. Like, we're running hills when you get home. We're going to work on this, and we're going to get it right. So we have a nice little gradient to the side yard here, and 15, probably 70-yard sprints later, and as dad becomes the trainer, dad guy, like that's who I become for the first 10. The last 5, I become a cheerleader because now it hurts, and
right.
Now you're working hard, and now if you can push through. That's the pain of that's the pain it takes to be successful. And to me, it's so hard to teach that when your life's easy. It's so hard. You have to experience it differently, right? So my thing is the first 10 hill sprints are the Gregory name was built on hard work. Like, we will not be known for being lazy. Like, effort is a choice. And now that you chose not to have effort, now I'm choosing to teach you what effort's about.
Yeah. Basically, like, you're going to feel effort, son.
And now the last 5 becomes you're almost crying, you're pushing, I'm proud of you. Now I need to see you push through that barrier. And I really believe that I don't think I've got everything right, but this is the way that I do it. I'm not going to smack my kid. I'm not going to degrade him. I'm going to show him like lactic acid is a real pain.
Oh, it sure is.
Pushing through lactic acid uphill, knowing that you have no choice because your old man, who is a maniac of some degree, is standing there barking at you.
Right.
That's like I feel like I turned into a 1980s football coach, right?
Right.
And so that's part of it. So not only did we do that, then we fielded about 100 ground balls on the pavement with no rest. And so the one lackadaisical ground ball that you missed, and not because you missed it because you weren't able to get it, and even if you would have blocked it and missed it, I would have been fine, but because you lollygagged, he didn't miss one ground ball and take one break, and it was probably literally 15 minutes straight, and everything had to be burning. And so that to me was like effort, everybody, in the gym, in life, whatever, is a choice. And if you choose to not do that in my house, we got problems.
Yeah.
And if you choose to do that in life, you're just not going to have everything go in your favor more often than not.
You ain't going to have shit go in your favor.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. Now, I will tell you that the story I told you earlier in the podcast, that was a day after we did that. And not only did he hustle to the fence, he threw a laser to second base and threw out a kid that was a really good baseball player that thought he could stretch it out on him because Alex is little. And so that's the kind of, in the jubilation of, I made it through that. I did this. I had success because he was a little bit luckier because he put in the work. All that tied in together. I tied that in together as we're walking back to the car, and it was really cool. So
I love that point. And I had a talk with one of Travis's coach about something similar in terms of putting in work in the gym, and we just kind of we concluded with, in any form of life, especially physical training or business, what's the other option? What's the other option outside of pushing through? The other option is being a failure.
Just quit?
Yeah.
What are you
going to do? You going to quit? Get the hell out of here. Yeah. Everybody, every system, every job, every coach, if you choose that other option, that's where the door is.
Yeah. And it's, I think that I'm going to struggle with it. Obviously, I have much more money than my family ever had growing up. Is how do you be able to have them feel that work level pain that they're not going to feel naturally just because your situation's so different? And honestly, that's the only way that I've been able to teach it, with him actually feeling it. And it was evident that he was feeling it, but not to the level where it was like he's throwing up and I'm still making him run hills. But I feel like I'm onto something with what my background is in.
Sure.
And he responded well. And so, I mean, all them kids are going to be running them hills if they don't get it together.
I love that because, like you said, you don't hit your kid. A lot of parents, what they do nowadays, and I cannot stand it, is they hand them the iPad. They say, just go get out of my face, go play video. No, a child needs to be disciplined and learned, and hitting them, that could really cause some problems later on in life. But hard work can only benefit you. So I like that.
Cool. Thanks, John. So now we'll move on to, and kind of wrap up the show with, 3 ways to increase your sales, not tomorrow, John Fosco, but today.
Oh!
Today.
Oh!
Today. So we're going to start off with number 1, and I'll let you take it. So let's assume you already have a client base. So this is something that your existing business is going through, and you're trying to increase your sales. Number 1 would be take what you have from the previously acquired customer and work off of that base. Correct, John?
Right. Anybody who knows me, when they think of kind of my ethos on business, it's always maximize. So if you have a client and you need to increase your sales to hit a quota to whatever, listen, it's hard to get new clients, guys. It's a challenge. It takes a lot of work. But if you have a client, that means you have a positive working relationship, and the odds are that client needs a new product or a new service that you simply haven't pitched to them because you have an existing business relationship with them. Oh man, that dog, we got to put that dog somewhere.
Yeah, hold on, you're good. Keep going.
So you got so you have an existing relationship with that client, and you just got to understand that relationship is a relationship. So you can simply talk to them much easier without going through the corporate pitch process and say, hey man, we have a great product, we have a great service, I want to talk to you about it. And then if the first guy says no, go to the second guy, go to the third guy. But if you go to your quote unquote people that you already do business with and you talk about new products or new services, you will convert at least one by focusing and maximizing what you have in-house.
Absolutely. And number 2, I'll speak on this, is, ask the loyal customer for a referral. I mean, in the personal training business, that was like the easiest way. Like, okay, you lost 20 pounds. Well, Do you have 2 friends that you could invite to come for a free workout? Is there 2 friends that I could call, like when you're selling memberships, two friends that I could call, and say that you gave me their number, like, or can you call them for me and then let them know I'll call them tomorrow afternoon? Like, I just think like if the person's already happy, the easiest person is their best friend because they already know that, oh yeah, you know what? I saw Jane and she's down 15 pounds. I was thinking maybe I should try out your service. I'm glad you called me.
They're a walking marketing tool. They're a walking marketing tool for your business.
Yes. So, I mean, I don't know if you've ran any referral sources like when you did MMA Stop. Did you guys have any programs like that on email or anything?
Oh, absolutely. We had basically a tiered discount system where
there you go.
It wasn't like these BS ones where, get 20 new customers for us and we'll give you 5% off. No, it was bring someone in to spend $100 or more and pick any product you want off the shelf that's $30 or less, which for most guys was a t-shirt or something cool,
That's pretty cool. How did you track? This is my own question now. How did you track that?
So it was old school, right? It was simply we had a POS system, it was a POS software that was basically Excel spreadsheets could be imported. So we had all our customers alphabetically organized, and then we just basically had a list of referrals and this and that, and you just have to stay on top of it, right? So whoever was running the register had to manage that.
I gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. Also, this wasn't necessarily internet-based. This was more regional.
No, this was in person.
Okay. That's where I was missing.
And you can only do that transaction if you physically bring your friend in. Yeah, and he spends the money, and then you get the shirt.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. All right. So next, raise the bar, and this is in your wheelhouse, on the new business touches and quit being soft.
Oh my God, quit being soft. I'm so tired of new hires in sales. This is my favorite question to them. Hey guys, if we're doing cold calls or if we're reaching out to new companies, how many, just from your perspective, how many do you think we can touch a day? Oh yeah, I think 10 or 20. 10 or 20. You suck. 10 or 20? 10 or 20? And then I look at your list and I see left message, didn't answer, voice 10 or 20. I'll do that in 10 minutes. When I used to do that shit, I would hit 100 every day. And do you know how long I did it? 2 months. 2 months. Why? Because I made 100 fucking calls every day, and I got a hold of people, and I got deals done. I didn't make 10 leave messages. Stop being soft. If you're going to work, and put in some goddamn work, and maybe you'll have some success. It's so frustrating.
John, tell me how you really feel. I love it.
Get off your ass. Wake your ass up, as Cory says. Start making some fucking phone calls. And 10 to 20 people is honestly unacceptable. It's unacceptable. If you tell me in 8 hours you can touch 10 or 20 people and 80% of them are left message, you're a liar and you suck.
That's just basically laziness. Straight up.
Laziness. They need to run the fucking hill with you, is what they fucking need.
Hey, you don't laugh at this though. There's been a couple other parents have been like, "Hey, can we send our kid over?"
Yeah, send him over.
and it was funny because Rachel goes, "Yeah, whatever they're saying at home, I guarantee, like if they're on Cory's hill, they probably ain't gonna be saying that to him." That you don't want to run Johnny's hill if you're a sales guy. If you're a sales guy right now,
dude, that spreadsheet better be full, guy. I tell you that.
I love it. Well, John, I think this episode was fun as hell. I think we got some really good stuff. They need to not only subscribe to YouTube, John. They need to make sure they're following all the social media channels at Activ8 Media.
Guys,
they need to make sure that they text one friend and tell them to listen to the show. They need to make sure that they leave a 5-star rating on iTunes and a positive comment. John, you tell them what else they need.
Listen, family. Listen, guys. I asked a favor of you the other day. I said, listen, I'm very close to 1,000 followers. Can you guys push me over? And immediately,
Yep.
like a family would, a family picked me up and pushed me over that 1,000. And that's what we got going. That's what we're going to do for you. And we're never going to stop. Okay, guys? And those little things that take a little bit of effort that we all do for each other, that's what we need for you. So the subscription part on YouTube, man, we're killing it. A lot of people are coming out of the woodwork, whether they're following us, listening to us, quoting us, and it's because you guys subscribe. But just like anything else, we need more subscribers. And if you believe our content is helpful, and we do our best to put out helpful content, share it with your friends, guys. Share it. Tell them to subscribe, because we promise our content is never going to get stale. It's going to come consistently, and it's going to be stuff that's timeless. We ain't talking about what Kim Kardashian's fucking wearing, okay? We're talking about how to better your life. And in 10 years, when your little brother or your son is going out into the workforce, you can reference our YouTube channel, okay? So follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. I don't even know what a damn Snapchat is, but I need you guys to follow us on Snapchat too, okay? It's Snapchat? What is that? I got to get on that. I don't know what it is. But follow us on Snapchat. We appreciate the love. You guys are killer, man. And it's Monday. So on Monday, we got a battle ahead of us. But I think what we try to do here is get you ready for that battle. And if you don't attack this week correctly, we're going to bring you out to Ohio and we're going to make you run those hills. You don't want to run those hills, Cory. You do not want to run those hills. So we are Activ8 Media. This is Activ8 Radio, and we will see you on Friday.